Crap hit the fan.
What did happen last week? You made it past the ooze, and you met with Tavis, I believe, in the cell.
Yep. Um, I believe he had the one red dragon orb object.
Yeah, yeah. He told you guys that he's been here for quite a while,
Yeah.
and he has successfully discovered the red orb of dragonkind,
Mhm.
and he feels like either the brain or the mind witnesses are controlling the dragon up above, but he's not entirely sure.
I strongly
And
doubt it, or else they would have tried to kill us very quickly.
uh, I don't think he said anything else other than the fact that you guys did see a different type of ooze crawling towards you when you took the long rest, but you managed to kill them all pretty easily. And finally, you came into this room attempting to kill the brain. And of course, you were charged down by the Grimlocks, and the fight is still underway. We, I believe, stopped at the top of the turn order, and it is the brain's turn. Can you roll? Can you roll the spell? This spell that you cast here, Abel?
Yep.
Dex save.
And if it's concentrating on anything, it needs to make another one for Constitution.
It is not concentrating right now, but it does slip and slip off the tubes that is holding it together and fall into the brine once again. It is gonna move here.
Wasn't it already out of the spell? Oh,
Well, it needs to be half of it needs to be outside, I think.
oh,
Otherwise,
the
it's
only reason
still
I was
affecting
wondering
you.
is I thought that was what killed Fluffy.
Yeah,
No.
it was. I think it was like here when it killed it,
Yeah, but then
and yeah, it is exactly in range.
I cast Sleet Storm again and moved it further down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was the only way really we weren't getting completely overrun.
All right, guys, we've learned that 60 foot is the range we have to run away from this thing.
Let's see if it can recharge it. 5 or 6. Nope. It is gonna end its turn. Unfortunately, it is Jana's turn.
All right, I am going to see the next horde that's rushing towards us on our north side. I'm going to cast Spike Breath.
Who are you casting it at?
Um, basically, I want to cut it short just above him.
Hmm. You can just draw a square from me there.
Yeah. I gotta remember how what the distance is on the bad boy. Um,
The sad
20
thing,
foot. Wait.
20-foot range. The sad thing is, KT is only going to use flying creatures against us now with all of these area spells.
Well, you know,
That's the wrong freehand. Oh god. Draw shape. There it is. All right. So.
Spectral terrain.
Okay.
Should be nice, but look right now.
Shit. God, I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
I will draw it.
Because it's 20 foot off of it, so I just kind of want to.
Just say, can't you just use draw shape?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out like where I'd pop it here. Probably be right here. So then.
20. So this is as big. So I'm assuming you're putting it somewhere there.
I'm putting it like right, like at
Right
its edge.
there.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do
then-
anything else?
Another step back.
All right. It is Ebel's turn.
I think you've got a dead Grimlock under Marlow.
Yep.
Let's just put them all somewhere else. Under her. Nope. No more dead Grimlocks.
What, underneath Marlow? There should be one there.
Oh yeah, Tavis, you mean? Oh yeah, technically his name is also Modlo.
Yeah. So I'm casting that.
There's so many Marlows.
So on the Mind Witness, I'm casting Moonbeam.
It is a concentration spell, so this one will break. The Sleet Storm will.
I mean,
break.
collectively, the only thing that's being stopped right now is the one brain.
And a single Grimlock.
The Grimlock is most likely going to go charging after us into this thing that it can't see.
Probably. Yeah, I'll drop the Sleet Storm. I'll delete it now.
All right.
So
Moonbeam.
DC 16 Constitution save.
5 foot radius. So yeah, okay.
And I can just move the beam to wherever I need it, as I think as a bonus action.
Okay, so it will happen on its turn, at the start of its turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the start of its turn, it needs to make a Constitution save, and if it fails, it'll be 9 damage because 4 from the actual spell, and it's an extra 5 from the Radiant Soul. All attacking spells and regular attacks deal an extra 5 damage.
Okay.
And that's Ebel.
Let's see. At the end of your turn, the Elder Brain is gonna take a legendary action.
Crap.
It's gonna meld flesh. As you cast the moonbeam onto the Mind Witness, that is about 20 feet in front, well, technically below you since you are elevated.
Is it
You
a
start
spell?
to see the tentacles. Nope. It is not a spell. It is magic, but it's not a spell.
Magical ability.
You see the tentacles and the tube-like structures that are surrounding this huge brain. They start to flail around in a very specific pattern. As they start to move, you can hear what sounds like rock being grounded behind you as the tunnel that you were traveling through starts to close up. The flesh on the floor starts to rise up all the way up to the ceiling, and pretty much the entirety of the tunnel, the opening is now completely closed and locked. You're not entirely sure how many layers of flesh is holding it together, but it is currently a barrier. You can't go through it. Yes.
I'm not
Yay.
locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
As you look around, you also see parts of flesh covering the walls that is surrounding this room start to fall off, revealing the actual rock behind it. And just as you think that all the movement has ended, you start to feel the ground beneath you shake.
Uh-oh.
And within about less than 2 seconds, the entire ground starts to move like a wave upon the beach as you see the reservoirs of brine start to move towards you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Mm,
Um... Well, I wasn't expecting this. We are straight in Nightmare on Elm Street territory now, boys.
yeah.
But you only see two of these reservoirs turn, and every time you see any change in the flesh surrounding you, parts of the flesh from the wall start to fall apart, and it looks almost as though it is pulling the flesh from elsewhere to create and meld in front of you.
The law of equivalent exchange.
And along with the reservoir itself, it carries everything inside it with it. As you see the brain move along with the brine underneath.
All right. So that's how that works. Okay.
Currently, the single Grimlock that is held by your spikes is about halfway drenched in brine, as well as Oriana, but the brine doesn't seem to have any immediate effect to your skin. I will give Oriana's character sheet to you, Oblivion, since you only have one until she comes
That
back.
is fine.
Save changes. Alright. Well, it is now the Grimlock's turn. The brine is considered difficult terrain for everyone except for Jana because she's a ranger.
Because screw Brian.
Unfortunately, these guys are gonna blindly run in, so that's 2d4, 44, 64 damage. 2d4, 4d4 damage. So just roll a 64 and a 4d4 for these two Grimlocks that are currently running through your spikes.
44?
Yeah, 44 for them.
Boop.
9. Okay. Both of these are taking their first point of damage in the combat if you had forgotten.
That's fine.
This Grimlock. It's gonna move here, and both of these are gonna try to attack Tavis.
I believe he's affected by slow right now.
Yep, he is.
Or I actually don't know. It's some sort of lethargy.
Yeah, it is a slowing ray.
No.
Out of character. He's gonna try to hit him twice. 1, 2 with advantage. This guy's gonna try to hit him twice with advantage. 1, 2, 3 of them hit Tavis. That's an additional 3d4. 17, 22,
How many
26 damage. As you see the two Grimlocks finally managing to land their attacks on one of you, they start to mash down upon Tavis, who seemed to be quite lethargic and slowed down by what seemed like a psychic ray emitted from one of the eyes of the Mind Witnesses. It is the Mind Witnesses' turn. Finally, someone is within 5 feet of it.
The one above Oriana needs to make a DC 16 Constitution save.
Oh, yes, it does. Constitution save. And it makes it.
So it takes 9 damage.
Alright. At the start of this turn, you see your Moonbeam finally coming into effect as a pale light shines down and pretty much burns in a very radiant glow some of the skin or whatever that looks like skin on the Mind Witness. It is hurt but not too hurt yet. It is going to let's see. It is gonna try to chomp down on Oriana using its teeth that you can't really see, which is hidden beneath the tentacles.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit. Did she happen to say she used patient defense or anything beforehand? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
That's not what patient defense does, anyways.
I'm pretty sure she punched it. A lot.
Okay. Yeah, she used Fangs of Fire.
Fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
All right,
then takes 17 piercing damage as its teeth sink down into her skin.
Oh boy. Minus 17. That's about half her health.
The other Mind Witness is gonna slowly move towards you.
I don't like that.
It's gonna
I don't like-
dash.
Oh, it dashed. Even better.
That's the end of their turn. It is Lillian's turn.
I'll have Lillian move here. And I'll have her cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
On who? Tavis, alright.
Tavis, yeah. So 9 hit points.
As he regains the hit points, you see some of his wounds close. He turns back. Well, do not worry about me, young lady. Make sure that your friends stay alive. I can take them on myself. Gratitude, either way. He turns back and faces the Grimlock.
I don't think she really doesn't have anything for bonus actions.
Same though.
So that's gonna be it.
Okay. You get to roll a d20.
Yay!
1 or a 20. Nope.
Wait, didn't you say
Chaos.
that we were gonna be able to call?
Oh, yeah. Okay, you get to choose 2 numbers and re-roll.
Yeah, it was 5 and 12. I'll re-roll it.
Okay, you get to reroll.
I knew what happened too.
Wow.
I guess the chaos doesn't want to be
That's
felt.
that's what you call very tame chaos.
Yeah,
That's
just
controlled
sad.
chaos.
Yes, it's under control.
Control.
Well, if that's the end of her turn, it will be Oriana's turn as you see this beholder biting down upon you.
All right. I'm going to assume from taking all that damage, she's most likely gonna try to use Step of the Wind.
Key points, engage your
one of her
destination,
key points.
double for turn. Okay.
So she has 3 left, or she has 2 left now. After that, she's going to walk down here to this one gentleman here, and is going to pop it in the face.
I'm assuming you took the disengage as a bonus.
Yeah, as
action.
the bonus action. As the bonus action.
You have advantage.
All right, she gets.
That hits.
I believe she gets 2 hits
Yeah.
as of level.
At level 5, yeah.
And then there's that.
That also hits with advantage. As she comes down and pretty much surrounds this Grimlock and lands 2 really good punches on the back of its head. It is bloodied but still alive.
All right, and her movement speed is 40, so. To that. Then she's going to kind of sashay over to this side.
All right.
Because I'm doubting she wants to stand near the big guys anymore. Just call it a hunch.
Okay. It is Tavis's turn. Let's see. He's gonna first take an attack action. Well, he's gonna take an attack action. He can't really do anything else since he's slow. He's gonna hit the Grimlock between Ebel and himself. That hits, and he cuts the Grimlock in 2 as its body just falls to the ground and slowly get dissolved by the brine underneath the flesh. It is dead. From the other side of the map. Using his second attack, he's gonna turn around and he's actually gonna move here just so that he gains advantage. And smacks him and kills him. Yeah, you got to roll for the damage on him.
I'm just trying to see if I can specify who takes damage from it, just in case. I don't think I do.
And he's also dead.
Nope, it does not look like it.
Grimlocks fall to Tavis's sword as the greatsword cleaves it in 2.
So he walked 2 in, so that's
44.
44. Oh boy.
Alright. He's still he's still standing quite straight up. He doesn't seem to have taken much damage at all.
That's nice for him.
That's very good for him. Now, if he could turn around and deal with the big guys, that'd be great.
But he can't move anymore, so he is stuck there. Oh no.
Sitting in the goo.
Let me just quickly check. Okay. Nothing happens. It's back to the top. Wait, did I move this boy? This Grimlock?
I don't think you did.
No, I don't think I was gonna say we'd just put him straight.
So he's gonna. He can only go up to there. So roll 44 for this Grimlock as well.
Let's roll. 44. 9 damage.
Okay. He is currently bloody. As you see, the blood just get torn apart and spilled everywhere by your spikes.
I love the fact that like somehow even throughout the very essence of the room changing, there are still little spikes at the bottom of this pool.
Yeah. You know, your spikes are firmly attached to the
I'm just
ground.
imagining little like shards of rock are just kind of just sifting up through the meat.
Well, I guess it depends what happens when the room starts to change again. If these two reservoirs start to move apart, your spikes might move apart as well.
Yeah.
Like this small triangle of it might move separately.
I genuinely have no idea.
We'll see what happens.
Whatever the
I don't think
DM
it's gonna last
wants.
longer though, so it's fine.
The brain's done. Ah, all of you are within range.
Psych, nope.
Except for Jana, of course. Let's see. Well, it needs to recharge first. 6. Nope. Does not recharge.
This is it for the entire battle.
No.
I feel it.
I already nerfed it. Nope. Still out of range. You know what?
You mean out of range?
It is going to cast a spell right now as you see its tentacles start to wobble and just flail around in a very specific pattern, just like how many of the spellcasters move their arms around when they cast a spell.
Counter spell.
Meanwhile, in counterspell,
Let me check what level the spell is first.
it's level 17.
Well, shit.
Magical ability.
Okay, go ahead and which level are you casting it?
Level
3, I'm
3.
assuming.
Yeah.
And who is casting it?
Lillian.
Lillian. You successfully countered it as Lillian pretty much looks up and imitates, in a way reflects the same motions of the tentacle looking tubes around the brain. Nothing seems to happen.
Roll on the chaos board.
Yeah, you do have to roll on the chaos board. Which numbers do you want to roll?
I'll do 5 and 12 again.
Okay.
I love that this new rule, guys. I think it's working pretty well.
Oh, for us it
I
is.
feel like you are just fated to lose this combat.
I feel like we're just fated to fail any chaos board roll. Like, it's not even a good thing half the time. It's just we're failing it.
What? I don't even want to calculate the chances of this happening, so I'm just gonna let it pass.
1 in 20 and a 1 in 20, so that'd be like a 1 in 40? No,
1 in
I don't know.
400. It's 1 in 400, but at the
1 in
same
400.
time, you need to take into other stuff in account, but it's fine. Do you still want this rule, or do you not want this rule?
We can do it however you want. We can have 120 and a third number, if it makes you feel better.
Actually, yeah. Let's say that you
Really
get to
good
choose one
at
number.
chaos.
Yeah, you get to choose one number, and it's either 120 or the number that you chose.
Yeah, I'll keep it as 5.
Yeah. All right. That well, it casted a spell and got countered. Can't really move, so it's just gonna move very slowly in front.
It's moving 5 feet menacingly.
Yep, and that's the end of its turn. It is back to Jana's turn.
Alright then, John is gonna kind of wedge herself up by the wall here and kind of try to avoid being center stage again. And is going to line up a precision strike on this guy right here.
Okay, go ahead.
What? Not the guy we're already hitting.
You mean the guy that one of us hit? I've hit this thing already too.
Yeah, both of them are hit. They're
Go
almost equally
light crossbow.
hit. A 16 just hits.
All right, that is 20 points of piercing damage.
Nice. As your bolt plunges through its skin, spewing out a very familiar looking purplish fluid out. It's still standing, but it did take quite a hit. It
All
is
right, and then-
almost bloodied.
And then I'm gonna move the rest of my movement up to there.
Okay.
I am hiding behind the spike growth.
By this time, you would have seen, before you walked out, you would have seen that the corpse of your wolf, it starts to dissolve, just like the corpses of the Grimlocks. It's almost as though the brine underneath the floor is trying to disintegrate it.
Ah, Brian, the best janitor. That's honestly specifically the reason I'm targeting this one specifically. Is because I believe that's the one that nuked it. Honestly, I don't think the
Well-
brain actually.
It's the brain that killed Geofly, if you want to know.
Oh, it was the brain.
Yep.
I didn't know it was so okay. That all right then. That's
Fluffy
gonna
was the only one within 60 feet, unfortunately.
So Magic Stone
yep,
is a
it is able to-
bonus. And
Magic Stone. Okay.
hit it with a rock.
so I've still got the Moonbeam on this one,
Yes, you do.
and I'm going to cast that level 2 Healing Word on Oriana.
All right, go ahead.
Wow, Moonbeam doesn't cast concentration.
No, it's only if you cast another concentration at the same time.
Ah,
So she heals 11 hit points.
All right, Oriana heals 11 hit points as
got it.
her wounds slowly close up from the soothing words of Ebel.
She's feeling much better.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Still flying, so. And I will end my turn.
I'm assuming you didn't walk through its.
No,
He's flying.
yeah, I'm 10 feet in the air.
Ah, you're
You-
flying.
Using Reading Soul.
With my shining green wings.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
It is.
I'm 1/5 bird on my father's side.
Caca!
Oh,
Nothing happens yet. It is Grimlock's turn. Another 44 for this one as it runs towards Tavis. Another 44 for this one as it runs towards you. Okay.
that's the
As
exact
both
lesson.
of them in a maddened rage run towards each one of you, just about half inch away from smacking your head with its club, both of them fall to the ground dead.
Wah, wah, wah. Whew. That's one problem dealt with. All right, time to aim for the big ones.
It is the Mind Witness's turn.
He needs to make a.
Oh yeah. Con save.
Yeah,
Ooh, he fails it.
so he takes 18 points of radiant damage.
It's a lot. As you see the Mind Witness once again, just as it tries to move, searing radiant heat starts to melt its body and burn its tentacles apart. It is currently bloodied as it tries do something to you or to someone around it. Let's see.
It tries to wiggle seductively.
How
Super
far away?
effective.
10 feet. In that case, I shall roll a d2. If it's a 1, it goes after Tavis. If it's a 2, it goes after Rebel. Goes after Tavis.
I've got all the luck tonight.
It
Except
is
in Lillian.
Oh,
going to see what it's gonna do. Oh, okay, okay. It
Oh yeah,
since
it's
it is
floating.
yeah, it's floating, and since it is bloodied, it starts to, in a way, spread out its tentacles, and it is looking far more diabolical than before as it tries to flail Tavis's body with all of its 6 tentacles hanging from underneath. A 20 does hit. Unfortunately, still make
Psychic damage.
Oh, he fails his intelligence save. As you see the tentacles flailing across Tavis's face, you can hear him cry out in pain. You don't really see any blood across his body, but he is currently dazed and disoriented
And slow.
as he finds it very hard to even speak. And he takes quite a lot of fucking damage. And you
shit.
see that he is currently, well, you can't see him being bloodied, but he is hurt a lot. And
He's
stunned.
got the world's worst hangover right now.
He's slowed and stunned and dying. Which one looks good for the stun?
Yeah, I think someone needs to drop that spell area next turn.
Yeah, I was definitely planning on doing that.
Whereas the
I
other
just can't drop it as of right now because it was at the end of my turn. Or was it?
5, 10. Once again, a D2 to see if it's going to be going against Lillian or Rebel. 1 for Lillian. Okay,
Rip.
it's going to go towards Lillian. See what it does. Okay, it does not do what it's supposed to do. So it is going to try to open its mouth wide and try to get a good chunk out of Lillian. Does a 15 hit Lillian?
It does.
Then she takes 15 damage.
Oof.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. The tank is here in the background, saving the day.
That is the end of its turn. It is Lillian's turn.
I'll have Lillian cast Poison Spray.
Okay. Feet.
Oh, could I have used Shield?
You could have. Nope. You already used your reaction to cast counterspell.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I was just thinking about it.
Unless shield is not a reaction.
It's a reaction
Yeah,
spell.
it is.
It is a reaction, yes.
That's no problem. I'll keep that in mind.
Poison spray. Okay. Con save.
That's my problem with Oriana. Is she has so much stuff that I have to
Well,
look
it's
into.
the same, I guess. 15, so it saves and takes no damage at all. As the poison falls on its skin, it doesn't seem to corrode it. Its skin is far stronger and durable than it looks.
Oh, that is fantastic. That's my turn.
Okay. It is Oriana's turn.
All right. So she's going to see that they're harming Oriana, and she's going to try casting. Sorry. She's going to try casting Stunning Strike. Sorry, I have never played a monk, so getting a monk
I'll
stuff
bring you
is.
something to drink in a
No,
minute.
No problem.
So I guess that's just gonna be a melee hit, or it needs to make a con save.
Let me just see what a stunning strike does.
Stunning Strike, there it is.
Con save. 1 key point. Okay, so you get a first hit. You gotta see if it lands first before you spend
Yeah.
the key point.
Okay, that's what I do. Make sure.
Who are you attacking?
She's going to walk up to this Mind Flayer,
Okay.
or not Mind Flayer, Mind Witness.
Mind Witness, yes. That is 821 does hit. Has to make a con save. Con save. And fails.
All right, he is stunned until his next turn.
Until your next turn. Okay. He is currently stunned as well.
All right, and then with that,
She can still take one more punch.
yes,
Does she get
She's
advantage?
going-
Yep, since it is stunned, you do get advantage on the punch.
all right, cool. I was honestly thinking she was going to switch over and try to punch the other, stunning punch the other one. But oh, unarmed strike.
That does hit.
All right.
And she does 9 damage. Let me see what incapacitated. Oh wow. I see the problem here.
What?
Well, when you're stunned, you are incapacitated. So you cannot take actions or reactions. So this
Yep.
Mind Witness cannot take any actions or reactions, as does Tavis, who's currently slowed and grappled and stunned.
Yep. So neither one of them can basically just do anything on their turn.
Anything. Yep. Okay. That's pretty good damage. As you see the Mind Witness slowly starting to get lower and lower to the ground, it is feeling the hurt.
The proverbial hurt.
But at the end of Oriana's turn, the brain is going to take another legendary action. This time, it is going to call. Description doesn't come out, but it's fine. As you see Oriana punch down the Mind Witness and stunning it, once again, the tube-like structures around the brain start to rise up, so to speak. And this time, they rise up much further than they have before in this combat, as all of the tubes point directly upwards. You don't really see anything, but you feel a very subtle wave-like disturbance in the air. That is all that you see as of now. It is Tavis's turn. He can't do shit, so that's the end of his turn. It is the brain's turn. Let's see if it recharges. Nope. It's gonna move. And end its turn.
5 more feet.
I just want to see if it can cast anything quickly. Nope. Well, it can, but it is not going to. Okay, that's the end of its turn. It is Jana's turn.
All
Just
right.
as you begin your turn, you start to feel some kind of fluid, droplets of some kind of fluid falling down from up above.
Can I look and see where that's coming from? First, I'm gonna drop this.
Okay.
Can I try to look and see what is causing this liquid to?
Okay. Well, when you look first, you look at the droplet that has fallen on your shoulder. It is more viscous than water, but it is not purplish like the brine. It is transparent, and it doesn't seem to damage you or hurt you in any way. But as you look up to see where it is falling from, you don't really see all the way to the top. It is pretty high up. You can see up to like maybe 120 feet up, but the ceiling seems to be far higher than that. But what you do see is more of these droplets, tiny droplets of fluid, I would say is the best way to describe it, falling all across the room, everywhere.
Oh,
Everyone,
everywhere.
yeah, everyone can see it falling now, especially into the brine as it splashes some of the brine out of the reservoir.
All right. Well, I was gonna say if it was directly just above me, I was going to try to move out of the way, but since I see it dropping everywhere, I'm just going to kind of hurry up and try to take down this guy right here.
All right, you do have advantage.
Advantage with the bonus of sharpshooter.
All right.
All
Well, that's it.
right, that's gonna be 22 piercing damage.
It is on its very last legs, as you see. Well, its very last tentacle, I would say. When your bolt hits it right at the central eye at its body, as the bolt goes through and through, the mind witness seems to be pretty close to death. It is spewing brine and blood everywhere around.
Then I'm going to use the rest, or I'm going to use my movement to sneak up closer to the other one
Okay.
behind him.
It is Ebel's turn.
From here, am I able to see Tanis? Tanis.
Yeah, you can. You can see him from there. Beholder is floating in the air, so you can always see him.
If that's the case, I would like to, at my last second level spell of Healing Word at level. So he regains 11 hit points.
Alright.
And I will aim for the same one with my attack. So a 20 to hit it.
Which one? This one? Okay. A 20 does hit, as the stone knocks it at the back of its body, as some of its tentacles with the eyes start to turn around and look directly at you.
Yep, that's everything from me.
the witness's turn. I believe I need to make a con save
Yeah,
for 16 and fail.
so it takes 10 radiant damage.
Damage. It is also on its last legs, but it's still standing as part of its tentacles are completely burned off. It is looking pretty hurt. It is going to... Since it has it grappled, it's going to move up. And it's going to try to hit Jana.
Oh boy.
My goodness. Whew, does a 7 hit you?
No, it does not.
As you see, only 3 of its tentacles still flinging around while the other 3 are burnt to a crisp. It attempts to slap you right across your face, but completely miss in the attempt. The other one is stunned, so nothing happens. It is Lillian's turn.
So is she able to move back without an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Yep, the mind witness cannot take reactions or actions while it is stunned.
Perfect.
And for some
wait.
reason, that does not include bonus actions, though.
Yeah, wait 1 second.
Oh god, why did I mention that?
Nothing happens. No, I confused it with another type of grapple.
So 23 to hit this one.
23 hits. And how do you want to do it?
She will aim for the central eye and turn it to ice.
As you aim at the central eye, which is already bleeding with a hole in the middle, it is currently completely frostbitten and encased in ice as it falls to the ground with a thud. Dead.
And she will move here with the rest of her movement, and that's the end of her turn.
Okay. It is Oriana's turn.
Alright. Oriana is going to move up to this mind witness and punch it twice.
Okay.
Most likely not going to go walk into the brine.
Oh, before you continue, the Radiant Soul on Ebel also stacks for physical damage as well. So instead of 9, it would have been 14 points of damage.
What?
So the extra 5 damage is
Yeah.
on with an attack or a spell.
Yeah.
So basically, when he casts stone, or when he uses the stone,
Yes.
It was an
it
extra
does
5
extra
damage.
It's a bit really-
Got it. It is still standing.
I
but
was
it's
just
pretty close to death.
remembering it for myself. Sorry.
Well, let's see
And-
how long.
Yeah, nothing else happens.
Let's see how long it's standing.
25 does hit. It is still standing, but one more punch can do it.
One more punch did it.
Alright. As the last punch, well, why don't you describe what you do? It could not be a punch, it's just an unarmed strike.
So what I'm imagining happens is she goes in to punch the thing and gets a pretty decent hit on it. Comes back with this really slimy goop just kind of covering her hand, and then just kind of goes for a wide arm, hits it with her elbow, trying to
Okay.
avoid getting more goop on her hand. I really don't know how Oriana reacts because she's socially awkward.
True. But she
That's
does
really
manage to kill the
great.
mind witness as it falls to the ground, and its body starts getting dissolved by the brine. Tavis, on the other hand, is completely free, and he regains his senses.
Well, some of them.
Well, it's nice to see you're back with us. Have a nice nap.
Well, didn't know what happened. Got slapped across the face. For a second there, I thought I was out of this cave, but I'm still trapped in here.
No, unfortunately, you've only got
Yeah,
a weak
kind of
chin.
started. It kind of picked you up and started throwing you around like a baby with a toy.
Right. I'm assuming the beautiful lady in front of me saved me from its grasp.
Well, it wasn't me. It was actually Oriana.
I was talking about Oriana.
Ho ho!
Oh. Oh.
You are beautiful, equally beautiful.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
he
yeah.
says
You
in a
lost
very
all that.
awkward manner.
Celebrate.
Nice way to backpedal.
Well, it looks like there's only one creature left in this room.
Yeah, and one asshole. All right. I believe Oriana will be using the rest of her movement to kind of scoot around the brine. Here. Shoop-a-doop-a-doo. That's 20 there. And probably going to stay out of range for now. Head out there.
Alright, on the end of her turn,
The brain's going to use a legendary action.
it is gonna take
Oh,
a
no.
reaction. It's gonna meld flesh again.
It's going to swing to the other side of the place.
Peace. I'm out.
Later nerds, mother brain out.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, nope, we're just getting more goop.
Why can't I move this?
Because you don't have the heart of the cards there, Yugi.
Can't do it. Need to zoom in.
Oh no, it's extending. I feel like every time it moves something, it's just making another alien symbol.
Yeah, if you're zoomed out completely, probably looks like an alien symbol. Especially when I put all these guys in the middle, like here, all the dead guys.
Praise be the sacrificial goop.
That is the end of her turn. It is Tavis's turn. He is free. What will he do? He knows not to get close to this brain.
That's why we
I
stand in the
don't
background and shoot it with
see.
bolts.
The brine is difficult terrain, so it's 15. He's just gonna move somewhere central. Hey, no, no, no! What the hell am I doing? He's a paladin. He can heal. He can heal. How bad is Jana looking?
Jana is sort of scruffed up, but not the end of the world. She's got a little bit of a wound under her like ribs.
But since he almost insulted your beauty, he's going to place his hand on your shoulder and cast Cure Wounds to make up for it.
Friend,
Please roll low. Please roll low.
that's inappropriate touching.
Did I say you could touch me?
You
Hey,
regain
oh,
9
look.
hit points. Hey, what? Yeah, you regain 9 hit points, yes.
Thanks, Pally, but the sentiment's over. Focus on killing this thing and maybe we can get out of here alive. Some of us with our integrity held
Well,
up.
Just make sure that you don't get too close to it.
Do I look like I get close to things? Pulls up crossbow to ready for the next shot.
Well, that is the end of his turn. It's the brain's turn. Please roll a 5 or a 6. Nope.
Praise.
Oh, he's still 5 feet away. Wait, no, he isn't. Yeah, he's exactly 30 feet, which means he has to hit.
I'll just
As you
walk.
finally see the brain moving relatively close to you compared to the previous 2 to 3 minutes of combat, its tentacles, which was pointing upwards and sending out some kind of disturbance or some kind of wave, they all turn towards Tavis since he's the only one in range.
I see no problem in this.
25 does hit.
Sacrificial lamb.
Hey, if he dies, we get free loot. Just saying.
Once again, grappled.
Which includes a red orb of dragonkind.
Yeah.
He is hurting a lot, and he's held by one of its tentacles. And that is the end of its turn. As of now, it cannot do anything else. But on Jana's turn, you do see this fluid pouring down like rain all over this room. Just as you raise your crossbow to send a bolt towards this brain, something else lands on your shoulder. This time, it is not a fluid.
It's a
It is
solid.
very much a solid. Yes, it is. Probably the hardest solid that exists, at least IRL.
Diamond
As
boy.
you look across, you see a relatively big diamond bounce off your arm and fall to the ground.
Get up!
As you look around, as everybody looks around, not only diamonds, you see rubies,
I
sapphires,
just realized what's happening.
you see gold. Sometimes you even see some weaponry, which you assume are magical items, falling from the sky.
Yeah.
All across the room.
Oh, so that's what this is.
Did you figure it out as well?
It's the horde.
It's the gold.
Oh wow. Everything
Oh,
above us is
yeah.
melting and coming down to us. Oh shit.
Oh god.
That means
That's a
possibly a
lot.
dragon.
Your turn, Jana.
Oh boy. Intrinsically, Jana's gonna. What does it cost to pick up an item from the floor again? Is it an action?
I
Or
will
is it-
say, I'll just say it's a free action for now, since you are literally surrounded.
Oh, I am.
You're ankle deep in treasure.
Oh, I am pocketing that diamond.
There are millions of diamonds falling around you.
I'm pocketing whatever is like the nearest thing I'm gonna find that looks really, really expensive, and it probably was one of those diamonds.
Okay, you take a diamond, which is almost as big as your hand. It is really, really big.
Oh yeah,
And it is
that's getting pocketed.
it's reflecting the brine, the purplish brine all across the room.
All right. Then after that, I am going to ready my crossbow and aim at this brain again. Because
Okay.
oh man, this is what my character is living for right now.
Go ahead. What would she like to do?
Precision shot, light crossbow.
A 9 unfortunately does not hit, as you are completely distracted by these diamonds and rubies and gems just all around you. One of your crossbow bolts, instead of aiming at the brain itself, you aim at a gold coin as it hits it pretty square in the center. It doesn't do any damage to the brain itself.
doesn't matter.
You just add 1 diamond in your inventory. I'll just say how much it costs after the fight.
Oh yeah.
Did you want anything else?
Yeah, I guess. I'm probably gonna go try to like sneak over a little farther back over here. Still trying to stay within all the gold and stuff.
Okay. But at the end of your turn, since it is 1 full round, it is gonna meld the flesh once again. As you see the ground beneath you move around like waves, pulling the flesh from the walls and placing it in a different location.
Don't you dare dissolve any of this! Oh god, it's everywhere.
It is Ebel's turn.
I will move to here. I will use my action to.
I believe you can move your moonbeam too.
That's what I'm doing. To move the moonbeam. That's the action.
Is the green thing your moonbeam?
It is, yeah.
It's a 5 foot radius, so it's much bigger than that.
Oh Jesus. Oh, so yes,
Oh yeah.
it's just double the size then.
Yeah, it's as big as a large creature.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do that. What else do you want to do?
I'll use my no. Stop it. Use my bonus action to cast Healing Word at level 1 on Tanis. So he regains 9 hit points.
Alright. Some of his wounds close up around the tentacles that are holding him in place.
Damn it. Now he's has to be alive.
And that's the end of my turn.
Oh, we have to split the loot.
No, we don't. He's a paladin. He came down for a gem, an orb.
It is the Mind Within Stone, but they are dead, so let me delete them. It is Lillian's turn.
Okay, she's gonna go up to him and cast Cure, her final 2nd level spell of Cure Wounds.
Can she cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level though?
Yeah, it's Magic Initiative.
She got it from the feet, right? I think Magic Initiative only lets you cast it at the lowest, but I might be wrong, so I want to check it.
I mean, I'll cast that at level 1, that's not an issue.
Nah, I just want to check it so that we don't misplay it in the future. Magic Initiate. Plus, blah blah blah. Yep, lowest level. You can cast it at its lowest level.
Perfect. Well, he regains another 8 hit points.
Alright, he is back to not being bloodied.
And I need to roll a Chaos die.
Number?
I'll just keep it at 5, so a 1, a 5, or a 20 always.
Okay, you're gonna roll a 12 now.
Roll the 12. Damn it.
Close, close.
That would have been perfect.
I would have actually cried.
Well, she once again seems to have all the chaos under control, even though the inner demons want to break out desperately.
The inner demon is sitting there going like, come on, buddy, seriously?
Is it possible to use her bonus action to pick some stuff up off the floor?
Yeah, I would let her do it. Let her do it. She can find Let me see. Oof, she can find about 4 small rubies that are very much camouflaging with the ground, but now she's almost knee deep in treasure. The first 4 things she can catch her eye on are the rubies, so she can take 4 rubies in her inventory.
Okay, perfect.
Does she want to do anything else?
No, that's all she can do.
Unless I can collect more treasure.
Like I said, luckily she.
It is.
Oh, I say luckily, but she's got no bonus actions.
All right. It is Oriana's turn.
All right. Oriana is going to look around, probably pick up any loot she can.
I mean, she could run up to it and smack it a few times.
Oh no, she's gonna do that. It's just she's gonna do a quick pickup of anything immediately available.
Let me see what you get.
Yeah, she's.
You get from just looking around. You find 6 golden. Well, they look golden. Very hard to see in this lighting. They are also in a shape of a chalice, very much like a cup.
6 golden chalices.
Yep. I don't know where she keeps them, but she has 6 chalices with her now.
Just give it all to me with my bag of holding.
Alright. Put that there, and then she's going to run up and go bop this thing in the face with a stunning strike first with her last key point.
She got a punch.
If it hits, yeah. Sorry.
12 does hit. As she runs up real close to the first time, getting real close to the brain itself. She manages to punch a part of the brain. Hard to say which part, but her hand. It feels like her hand just goes through some kind of a sponge.
Frontal lobe.
It does take 9 damage, plus I think it needs to make a con save.
Yeah, con save. I don't know what her saving throw is.
It should say save DC.
Yeah, it's 13. It's her 8 plus proficiency plus her wisdom.
Okay.
Con save. Oh. Its con is pretty high.
Oh yeah, it should be.
17.
It's a big ass ball of flesh.
Yeah.
Well, even big balls of flesh sometimes don't have constitution.
It does not take any damage. Wait, it takes damage, but it is not stunned.
Alrighty, if that is the case, then I'm going to use a second unarmed strike and punch it in the brain again.
Nice damage rolls.
I know, right?
As you just send another punch straight where you punched before, you don't really see if it's in pain or anything. It's just there. Like, it's just an object just sitting there. Like a punching bag, really. But do you want to do anything else?
She really can't do anything else. That would be her bonus action and everything.
That means that's the end of her turn. It's Tavis's turn. He is grappled, so he's gonna try to not be grappled. Or is he? He's just going to shout out at Oriana. You should not be standing right next to it, my lady. I know you saved my life, but I don't know how much I can do for you if you're within 5 feet of it.
It's kind of the only thing I can do.
Let's see, what can you do? What does this do? He can't come command it. Ooh, what does this do?
Ooh, what's this button do?
Let's see. I never seen this on a paladin. It's the first time I'm seeing it. Oh, nice.
Wish.
All right. He is. Well, it's almost a wish, but he is gonna cast Misty Step. As you see his body vanish in a silvery mist, as the tentacles close down on itself. He is no longer grappled, and he's no longer visible.
Oh, I don't think he was so grappled.
He is gonna go right next to. He can't get next to her. He's gonna go as close to Oriana as possible, attempting to save her.
But yeah, he's still got his movement, hasn't he?
Yep, it's only
Oh, yeah,
a bonus
that's-
action, so he still has
Yeah,
his
that's
attack as
important.
well.
He gets a move.
Sure.
If he wants to take another step to the right.
He'll go right next to her, and he's gonna take an attack action as well, since Misty Step is a bonus action.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna hit this thing twice. Once. 14 hits. 25 also hits. That's 8 plus 12. 20 damage as the great sword starts to cut off chunks of its brainy substance, brain matter, I guess, as it falls onto the brine. And it still seems to slither around
Great
like the tail
sword
of a dead
hop.
snake. Slowly but surely attempting to kill this brain. But that brings it to the brain's turn.
I need to.
Oh yeah, it needs to make a con save, which
Guys,
it probably will.
We actually attacked this brain a single time before it got to us.
It makes the con save.
So does it
Let's
take
see.
5 or 6?
5
5, so it takes 10 then.
plus 5.
10 radiant
Does
damage.
the other 5 also? Oh yeah, it doesn't.
That's just
It takes-
separate damage.
Yeah.
That's just a flat damage.
As you see the moonbeam once again burning the flesh and some of the tube-like tentacles around it as well. It takes 10 full damage, and it's now its turn. See if you can recharge it. Place. Yes. Recharges.
And we're dead.
Time to fuck up that person who keeps hitting me from a distance. Wow.
Why me?
Body. Where the hell? Okay, you're there. Okay. Now you get to feel what your wolf felt right before its death.
Oh, that's just a dick move.
haven't
That's
you?
just a dick move.
Haven't you still got 10 hit points?
Who, me?
Yeah, because I healed you with 3 points of the Balm of the Summer Court.
Yeah, I have like 3 temporary hit points.
Yeah, just making sure you got as many hit points as possible.
That's fine.
Is going to blast your fucking minds.
Whew.
1, 2,
Oh boy.
not just you, by the way. Everyone, all of you, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, all 5 of you get to roll an intelligence check. Oriana gets a +5 bonus.
Ooh, I don't.
You don't, and you get.
I do.
You do.
Oh, that's bad.
I just want to see what this half damage does. Does it do half damage, or does it not do any damage? Shut up.
I have no idea.
Lillian's
checking.
unconscious. And I've got a really bad fucking headache.
Okay. So if you make the saving throw, you do not take any damage. So Jana, you do not feel what your wolf felt, surprisingly.
No, but Lillian did.
Oh, yep. Lillian did feel it as she holds her head tightly and grips it until she falls to the ground and stops moving.
Beautiful.
Someone has to roll for Oriana. She gets a +5 since she's
Yeah,
next
I
to
forgot that part.
I will roll for Tavis.
I'm so glad you wasn't recharging that every turn.
Yeah, it can hit literally any number, like infinite number of people within 60 feet of it.
I don't think the 5's gonna help.
Nope, it does not help.
Well,
As
she's
even
not
though
dead.
Tavis is attempting his best to steal Oriana's mind, she still gets a pretty bad headache as she holds onto her horns and screams in pain.
She has like 7 health left.
I mean,
Alright.
I've got healing, but should I say, have you got healing?
No, I do not. I have no healing whatsoever.
Oriana and Ebel are currently stunned for 1 minute.
Oh, that's fine.
I shall stun you.
So collectively speaking, who's all not stunned? Me and the paladin?
Yep, only 2 of you, unfortunately.
Oh boy.
That is all that it can do, actually. So,
How worn does this thing look like right now?
how what?
How, like, worn down does this thing look right now?
Almost halfway.
I like the approximation. Okay.
You can always stand far away from it. I mean, your crossbow can hit it like, I'm assuming, 120 feet out.
Yeah, let me just check real quick. I have sharpshooter, so I don't get imposed disadvantage at
Oh,
long
yeah,
range.
yeah, yeah. So, actually, you can just stay in the next
I
city
can
and still
stay
hit it.
really fucking far away.
Yeah.
Anywhere between 80 to 320 feet, I can hit this thing with no disadvantage.
Yep. But that is the end of its turn. It
Yes.
is.
Now my turn.
It's actually not going to move. It's just going to stay there. It can't really move that far anyway. It is Jana's turn. But before you take your turn.
Jana's gonna move up to here.
Wait. Before you take your turn.
Okay.
As you look up, you see the last bit of jewelry and magical items come clanging down onto an already pretty much about 3 feet high hoard of treasure on the floor that you're standing on. It starts to get really, really cold as an icy breeze is felt upon all of your cheeks. It is your turn.
Oh boy, he's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Jana's gonna go rush up here. And, is there anything really close to me that... Any magic items or anything special I can grab quick?
Let me see. I'll roll a d20. If it rolls a natural 20, you get a magical item, which I'm not sure how long you get to keep in your brief life. Nope. You don't see any magical items, but you do see a lot of gold coins, though.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hold off on the gold coins until after I get brutally murdered by something else here. And I'm going to go aim a bolt at the brain.
Alright, go ahead.
That's Oriana, never mind. Hold on. Light crossbow. Let's do this.
That does it.
I need to make
It's
a
up to you.
concentration check.
Yes. 17,
No, you are stunned. You automatically lose it.
Oh, okay.
17 piercing damage.
17 piercing damage. That's a lot of damage. It is currently bloodied.
That's how
As the bolt pierces through it, and finally, after almost 4 to 5 minutes of pummeling it, you can actually get a reaction out of the tubes around it as the bolt pierces through its brain matter, some of the tubes they start to fall off onto the brine.
All right. And I'm gonna casually mutter under my breath, "That was Fluffy, you monster."
It doesn't seem to understand you.
Oh yeah.
But if that's the end of your turn, it is going to take a legendary action and meld the flesh one last time.
I don't even know what this is doing.
I think it's just pulling more and more from the ceiling onto the floor.
At this point, I would say Jana is probably Jana. You're the only one who can. You can actually see the gold and the magical items, the jewelry. They are all starting in a very wave. They are moving like a wave-like fashion as it is trying to meld the flesh. You can very clearly see the walls of the cave without any flesh lining on the outside of it. And if you look very closely at the floor, which is already pretty much buried underneath the treasure, you are no longer standing on flesh, you're standing on rock, which
Nice.
you would assume is the actual floor of the cave, of the mountain.
Hey guys, it looks like it sits on its last legs. If you can't hit it, there's like no response.
Yeah, because 2 people are stunned and another one's unconscious in the liquid.
Ooh, she is unconscious in the liquid.
Yeah.
Should I make her choke? Nah, don't want to be too hard.
I mean,
Her head is still slightly
an
above water.
NPC at this point, but at the same time,
We'll see what happens. If you can kill the brain fast enough, you might still survive this.
well, I think we might have something else to worry about after that.
Let's see. It is Ebel's turn, as you are now stunned and drenched with brine. You can make a. What is the saving throw on that?
Would be a constitution?
Can you
Nah,
make
it's
us
intelligence. Yeah, target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success.
Yeah, I think I crushed it.
Oh, yep. Just as the brine washes past you, you seem to come to your senses.
I'm not gonna say anything
and-
much.
Okay, and you are no longer stunned, but your turn has ended.
So
Because
I know I
that's
don't
the
get
end
an
of your turn.
action, but don't I get? Do I get a bonus or just none?
You don't get
I'll say
anything technically.
yeah, but I'll just let you have a bonus action. It's fine, since it's not properly written.
Can I see Lillian?
Yep. Just a
She's
very
kind of floating there in the acid brine.
yeah. You see her surrounded with gold jewelry and some brine as well. She's very much floating on top of the treasure hoard.
Okay, I will use my last 2 points of the bomb. So that's 2d6 plus. So she gets 9 and 2 temporary.
All right, I have given her 9.
Oh,
You can take care of her temporarily as she coughs up some of the brine that is entering her nose. She finally gets up and she sees that she's now completely surrounded with purplish liquid.
do I have any movement or am I stuck here?
You are stuck.
That's no problem.
It is Lillian's turn.
10. Can I just say I've used half of it to get onto the ledge?
You are in difficult terrain, so
Yeah, it's
10,
25
20,
feet.
that's 20.
Yeah.
You can still go back. As in, go out of the brine if you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like just onto the ledge. It's feet. Okay. I am going to use Tides of Chaos
Okay.
to get an advantage on a crossbow attack.
All right. Go ahead.
20 to hit.
20 does hit. As a tiny crossbow bolt pierces through one of his tentacles and gets embedded into the brain itself. It takes 8 damage.
So it says you can make me roll a.
Yeah, I agreed. We agreed that you can choose when you want to roll.
Do you just want me to fail it?
No. You get to roll directly on the table
Anytime
itself.
after you cast another spell.
I'll just do it now, just to for shits and giggles.
Oh, it says after a sorcerer's spell. Oh no, you only regain it. Right? Anytime before you regain the use of feature, DM can have you roll management. Okay. Only after you cast a first level spell or higher, you get to roll on the table.
Oh, so that's how you get people to roll on it a lot more. You use Tides of Chaos literally after every other spell.
Yeah. If you want to keep rolling, you just have to keep using the Tides of Chaos because it recharges
Okay.
after I make you roll it.
Oh.
That explains why people get like more common rolls on that. Okay.
So you can, if you want to cast a spell, you can then use the Tides of Chaos.
If that's the case, if you want to take the 8 points back, and I'll cast Magic Missile at 2nd level then.
But Magic Missile doesn't require you to use the Tides of Chaos.
Does it? Oh no, it's just.
No, it's not a hit.
Yeah. So if you have any other spell that has attack roll, then you can always.
You can do it on a Cure Wounds, can't you?
It is not an attack spell. Attack roll.
No, but it's still a spell.
Yeah, but if you cast a spell, then you got to roll a 1 or a 20 or one of your numbers. As long as the Tides of Chaos has not been used. If the Tides of Chaos is being used, then I can make you roll anytime I want after you cast a first level spell or higher. Oh wait, no. Cure Wounds, yeah. Cure Wounds should work. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just
Yeah.
do a Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, then
So you
go
get
ahead
the
and
8
roll a
points back.
D100.
And then you cast Fireball on yourself.
You quickly go to the sorcerer page.
1d100.
100.
2.
Oh shit.
So I
Oh,
regain
that's
9. So I'm up to 18, and how do I die?
You get to roll on this table for the next 1 minute every one of your turn.
You get
Yes.
You get 6 shots of chaos in the next. This is making up for all the lost time.
All right. So that's the end of your turn for now. Does she want to do anything else?
No. That's it.
Okay, it is Oriana's turn. She is stunned. She can make an intelligence saving throw with a +5 bonus.
Let's see if it matters though. She has like a +1 intelligence.
It's pretty good chance. She
14.
makes it.
That would make it. All right. That would
She's almost
probably
stunned.
be her turn though.
She regains her senses.
Yeah, that's the end of her turn. So
Okay, it is.
she can't really do
Tavis's
anything.
turn. Tavis is gonna do something. Let's see. I think I already used this. I used that. What does this do? This spell. Does it do anything fun? Ooh, nah. I don't think it's a good idea. He's gonna smite it. I don't know which smite to use.
The smitiest
Divine.
one.
I am gonna check
I
what
prefer the
this
Divine Smite.
Yeah, I mean he can use that any time, but I'm just seeing which spell he wants to use. Searing Smite, Thunderous Smite, Wrathful Smite, or Branding Smite. But before he does any of that, he is going to...
Looks like Aurora might be with us soon.
Tell her I managed to not kill her character.
Well, she's
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, I'm just gonna message her just so that she sees.
In do not disturb mode.
She doesn't love us anymore.
Alright, I already messaged her. Let's come back to what this paladin can do. He is going to use his bonus action to utter a few words under his breath that no one really can hear, and not in a language that you can understand anyway. He points directly at the brain just as he finishes up with his words.
Hello.
She's here.
I didn't kill your character, I swear.
Hello? We can't hear you if you're speaking. What does this do? Okay, so it's... Okay.
Oh, moving on.
So he says a few words, points towards this brain, and he takes his greatsword up, and he tries to slam it right down onto its squiggly-looking flesh. He gains advantage on his strikes. He just made it his enemy using the vow of enmity. Gonna hit it once with advantage. 25 hits. 18 hits. That's 9 plus 13. 22 damage. A good chunk of the brain matter completely disintegrates and falls out as you see it starting to feel the pain. Can you hear us?
Yes. Sorry, my power went out.
No problem. You missed a lot of interesting stuff.
Oh, by the way, you
Looking
have
at the
5
map, I'm
gold
sure you can
now.
see what just happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to log on right now. Everything's super slow.
Oh, yeah, but okay. You'll see once you get inside Roll20.
Okay.
You got 5 golden chalices, and we're about to get visited by a friend.
Yay?
Well, that's the end of his turn.
That's if we survive what happens next.
Well, he might not have seen us pick up the items from all the way up top.
There's a good chance that if we killed the... Oh, god damn it.
I
If
am
we
gonna
kill the
roll
brain.
separately to see if it is gonna do another mind blow. Since
Well,
a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
wish
you,
you all the best. I'm hiding back here.
it may not do a mind blast since there are more than 2 of you within 30 feet of it. So I just want to roll, see if it actually does the mind blast. It's a 6. It's gonna do a mind blast. It is not gonna do a mind blast. It is gonna raise its tentacles out of the treasure hoard, and it is gonna try to slap. Who is it gonna slap? Let's see.
Slap.
1d3. 1 for Tavis, 2 for Oriana, 3 for Ebel. Oh, I'm sorry, Oriana. I think you're gonna die.
Won't die.
Oh no.
As it raises
Just
one of
got
the
here.
tentacles that is left around it, it's gonna send it straight at your face. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You
does.
take 10 bludgeoning and 9 psychic damage, and you are grappled. And you will
She's
continue to take
unconscious.
damage. Well, yeah,
I
she's
am
still grappled.
down.
And you will continue to take damage as long as you're grappled.
Oh.
And the things that you have missed, while you guys started the fight. You managed to kill all the Grimlocks. You managed to kill all the both of the mind witnesses. Don't worry about the Grimlocks being at the center of the map. I just have to put it there just to make it look cool. But after, well, midway, when the mind witnesses were being butchered by your friends, this brain seems to be able to change the surroundings, especially the flesh around it. From what your party members have gathered, it is taking some of the flesh from other parts of this cave in an attempt to change the way the floor looks, which is why you're all currently submerged in brine,
What you talking about?
except for Lillian and Jana. The other thing you missed was until about, I believe, 18 seconds ago, you started to feel like some kind of fluid was pouring down, almost like rain, except it's not water, it is far more viscous than water.
It's spit. Oh god, I just
Until
realized.
about 12 seconds back, you managed to see that diamonds, rubies, sapphires, gold coins, magical items, all kinds of shit, all the treasure, started to rain down from the sky, or, well, I guess you can call it sky. And currently, all of you are pretty much buried underneath about 3 feet in height of treasure on the floor. It is completely filled up, and it's shiny. It is reflecting all the lights everywhere. And about 6 seconds ago, the last piece of gold has fallen, and you started to feel a very icy breeze touch your cheeks.
Okay, this is the part where we die horribly.
Wait, whose turn is it?
It's
Oh yeah,
mine.
it slapped Oriana, and Oriana is grappled and unconscious. And it is, let's see. Can it do this? No, it can't. So it is going to end its turn. It is Jana's turn. But before your turn, once again, as you look around you, this entire cave, or this part of the cave, is starting to get real cold. What started out as a breeze has pretty much grown into a wind. You can almost feel the heavy wind coming down from up above, hitting your skin. And all of you can hear a metallic creak that you may or may not have heard just a day back, or a couple of days back. I can't remember how long it was.
Alright, I'm recommending we kill this thing before we have to deal with him.
It is your turn.
Going to pick up and aim the crossbow.
What did you roll? Yep, 15 does hit.
That's gonna be 19 piercing damage.
It's really good damage as it pierces through its skin. And right now you can see almost half of the brain is already, in a way, destroyed. Some are crushed, some have holes in them, some are burnt from the moonbeam, but it's still standing.
And is going to continue backing up.
Oh, you guys are lucky. Okay. Do you want to do anything else?
Nope. Just staying away from brains. Oh, I just realized what I did.
It is going to... is it going to do it? Not yet. It is Ebel's turn.
So, with my final round of Radiant Soul, I'm going to fly up 5 feet out of the water and just down.
Alright.
I will use my bonus action to Healing Word Oriana
Alright.
for 6 hit points.
Oriana, you regain 6 hit points as you catch your breath and you come back to life. Still being grappled by the tentacles and really, really close to whatever is left of
And
its
still
brain.
being stunned.
No, you're not stunned, you're just grappled.
Okay.
And for my action, I will use Pummel. So I'll pick up, I'm guessing it's probably something like a scepter that fell down.
Okay, you're using the treasure.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm using the treasure as a weapon.
Yeah, you can do it. You
Improvise
managed to find you managed to find this really long spear with a golden handle, and you use it to pummel
Does,
Wait, that might be valuable!
by launching it at the brain.
does an 11 hit,
11 does hit. It just hits.
so it takes 17 damage.
All right. Real
Wait, that
close.
might be valuable. Please don't throw that. Oh, never mind.
As you see the spear, as Tavis and Oriana, both of you can see the spear go right in between the two of you and pretty much slice 1/3 of the brain, and it gets stuck beneath the ground. It needs to make a save.
Or the creature's speed becomes 0. It's not really applicable for this situation.
True, but it'll still try to
I
make
mean, it has 5 foot of movements. I think.
Yeah, it makes it so it's still free from the spear holding it to the ground, but it still can't really move that far.
And that's it for Ebel. He's no longer winged and gets no more flat extra damage.
Since it is pretty damn low, at the end of your turn, it is gonna take a legendary action to smack your
No.
head with its tentacle.
Meld flesh. Woo!
It's gonna aim at Ebel. Hopefully it hits. Does a 21 hit you?
No,
Oh, yeah.
that misses. Yes,
Well,
21
you do
hits.
If that misses you, I want to see what AC you have as a druid.
Yeah, dude, I'm unconscious.
You, just as you throw the spear at this brain, it rebukes you with its tentacle and holds you in place. You are currently grappled and unconscious, and you will continue to take damage.
Brainish rebuke.
You are also grappled. So, yeah. It is Lillian's turn.
So, as an action, she will cast Magic Missile at 2nd level, her last one. So that's, I need to do it 4 times.
Oh, no. Before any of that, you gotta roll a d100.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta roll chaos,
for
buddy.
Aurora, since you weren't here when this happened, Lillian used the chaos die and she rolled a 2, which means she gets to roll on the chaos table every turn for the next 1
Oh
minute.
no. I think I know what that die is.
Is that a fireball?
I need to
Yeah.
check.
I ain't spoiling nothing. This is the DM's fun.
36. Why did you roll a d10?
Oh, crap.
Ooh, that's not that interesting. Just as you are about to cast Magic Missile, the chaos within you starts to act in a different manner that you're not seen before in your life. Your hair starts to grow out. It gets about 2 inches longer than it was. You seem to be very slightly taller than you were. Other than that, everything seems the same.
Okay, fair enough. I'll continue to cast.
All right.
So that's 4,
I'm gonna add a +1 to each.
5. Last one. 9. So that's what, 9 plus
Plus 1
4.
for each.
Yep. 13. It is getting real close to death as the magic missiles start to pretty much pick off some of the remaining brain matter that's attached to what seems like the core of its body.
So with her being bigger, does she get more movement?
Nope.
Fair enough.
She just seems like she seems to be much wiser than she was.
Then she
Almost
was.
as though she's been adventuring for a lot longer than she had been.
Oh. Okay.
Have you figured it out yet?
Yeah. I figured it out.
Do you want to do anything else?
No, she's. I'm gonna try to get her to swim across to me to keep me alive. But that's all I can do.
Where's the fun in that? Come on, guys, more loot.
Um,
Says 20 miles away from everyone else shooting into this thing.
Yeah, look at you fucking coward. Come back here.
I'm not a coward, I'm just smart. I don't need to stand next to this thing.
I'm not next to it.
the brain, at the end of your turn, brain is going to use its legendary action to meld the flesh.
I still don't know what this does, but I love it every time.
Oh,
Just makes you worry more and more.
Every single time it makes me terrified.
just measure as she is currently, 15 feet from the bottom. Okay. 20. Just put it right there.
Please don't rotate that thing. Please don't rotate. God.
Actually, I didn't even see that you were there.
Gotcha.
The thing is not that. The thing is, Lillian gets taken with it.
Son
Okay,
of
well,
a
bottle.
bitch.
She goes there, which is 15 feet, I believe. Yep. As everyone can see for the first time, somebody getting moved by the actual floor of the cave. As Lillian gets pretty much trapped amongst, just surrounded by all the treasures as well as the brine, as it just pushes her like the waves pushing on the beach. Really, really close to Jana.
I
You
just,
know what just occurred to me, guys? The brine might be eating away at this gold.
that, and it's basically going, fuck that guy, let's get her away from him.
Fuck the chaos,
Ooh.
get it away. Oh, no.
Can only go until there.
Okay.
And needs to be touching. Alright. It is now Oriana's turn. As you see your friend, who almost died and brought back to life, getting completely dragged out by the liquid around her.
Okay, well, bye.
Alright. Well, shit. I don't know if I want to use my last key point or not. Does this thing
You
look
already
hurt?
used it.
Really? It says
Oh
I have
yeah, I
one
forgot
left.
to distract it, my bad. I'm sorry.
You do not have any key points left.
Well, shit. Okay. Well, I guess I'm
But
just
the
gonna throw
brain-
some punches.
To be fair, though, you stunning strike like 3 things, so...
Yeah, your stun actually saved your party. You stunned one of the mind witnesses before you came in.
Nice. Alright. Cool. I'm
But
gonna
you do-
throw some punches
be-
then.
Yeah, before you throw the punches, you need to know that you are being grappled. It doesn't give you any disadvantage on anything. You just cannot move, and you feel some kind of a searing pain in your head
Okay.
as long as the tentacles are grappling you.
Okay. And it costs my action to, like, get those tentacles off of me?
Try to
You will
escape.
take an action to escape the grapple, either an acrobatics or an athletics check, DC 15. Or you can just punch it and take the damage if you want.
Well, I think
I
I might
don't know
die
if
if I
that
do that, so I'm gonna try to escape the grapple then. So it's DC 15?
Yep, acrobatics or athletics. You don't get You are no longer grappled as you punch away the tentacles that were once surrounding your hip, holding you in place. And once the tentacles let go of you, you do not feel the pain anymore.
Okay. Well, I think I don't really want to move away and get hit again. So, yeah, I think I'll just maybe like move. No, I'll just stay exactly where I am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
It is Tavis' turn, but just before Tavis raises his greatsword to attack, all of you can feel the very, I would say,
Do you
ice.
feel?
You feel like your skin is completely layered with ice, as you can sense a creature coming very much plunging towards the five of you.
Yep.
Just have to say, I'm probably gonna die next turn.
Da 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 da.
Yep. As all of you look up to see what the hell is causing all this wind and the metallic creaking noises, you see the dragon, which you once saw and bartered with a couple of days back, swooping down at its maximum speed. At this time, you can see that its white scales are very much like mirrors, reflecting all the light from the gems and the jewelry back at you. Let us see what it does.
Hey, friend, long time no see. We're just finishing up with this.
Was it 10 feet?
It casts Cone of Cold on everybody.
It's actually
Everybody.
not there. It's supposed to be here. Ooh. Can get to you. To you. I shall just roll to see who gets hit.
Wait, who gets hit?
No, I mean who gets to get bitten. 1, 2,
Again,
3, 4.
who gets hit?
3, 4. A 4. Why does it always have to be Oriana? I do not understand.
Why is it attacking Oriana?
I don't know. It just comes down and it looks around. It doesn't seem to be of its own mind. You
No.
can see both of its golden eyes pretty much not exactly noticing any of you. It seems to be just following orders.
Oh. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we need to fuck the brain up before it absolutely destroys us, like it nearly has.
I don't know, guys. I think we can handle both of these guys, and then we can get all the loot.
Actually, it's not going to get that close to you.
Well, if
Doesn't wanna
if
get
we
punished.
kill the brain, more than likely the dragon's just gonna cark it.
It's going to go there, actually.
Fire breath. It's gonna die.
I actually have nerfed the dragon as well, knowing that you might actually die. So it flies down, lands on the infinite jewelry and gold, with its legs sinking all the way in. It looks directly at Oriana, but you feel like it is not actually looking at you. You feel like it is looking at someone behind you. But it opens its mouth wide, and you two, Tavis and Oriana, two of you can very clearly see that it really doesn't have any flesh inside its mouth. It is all completely mechanical, with gears and nuts and bolts. Some even pistons and pipes can be seen inside its mouth. As it exhales what seems like a wave of purplish, icy chill at both of you. Both of you need to make a Constitution save. You get a +5 bonus since you are standing next to a paladin. Five. That still does not cut it. You take.
Okay. Can I use luck to take that second throw?
You can actually. You still take half damage.
At least you won't be dead.
7 plus 3. 10 damage. You take 10 damage.
Well, I'm down.
It was close. Well, just before you die, you feel like your body is being frozen, so to speak. But the ice that you feel on your skin doesn't feel like normal ice that is made out of water, but it seems different. It seems to be a different kind of fluid, much thicker, and holding you in place. And the very last moment, you can feel just a bit of a headache through the psychic damage, and you fall unconscious.
Bye, guys.
Well, it was fun playing.
You are also, since you're unconscious, you don't have to make the save because you automatically fail it. You are currently encased in ice. Well, what looks like ice. Not completely encased. Your body is slowly starting to get encased in ice. Which one looks good?
Okay, bye.
I don't know which one looks good. Let's say this. You're encased in ice. Not completely. It's starting from the tips of your fingers and your toes. You can't feel it, but the others can see it as ice particles are starting to spread on your body slowly. And turn. Initiative is 6. Now it is Tavis's turn. Technically, Tavis can kill the brain if he puts his mind to it. But he seems to be attracted to Oriana in a
Motherfucker.
very different way, I guess. So he is not going to. Can he use a bonus action to do something? Let's just see if he can clutch the save here. This requires an action. This requires an action. Ooh, does this require an action? Does aid require an action? Yep, it requires an action. That requires an well, that is a bonus action. I guess he will use lay on hands then. What is your max HP, Oriana?
35?
Then you regain 35 hit points.
Nice.
As you see, well, you don't really see it, but the rest of you can see Tavis hold Oriana just as she's about to fall and get frozen. His hands seem to pretty much heal every single wound she just had, that she just took from the tentacles as well as the psychic damage. And she is back full HP. You are still being very slowly frozen, but you will make a con save on your turn. It's now the brain's turn. Let us see. It's going to. We're already down, so 1, 2. Wait, no, you're still in range, right? Wait, are you not in range? You're just out of range. Okay, so Lillian, Tavis, and Oriana, you 3 get to make an intelligence saving throw.
She can stay up here. Yes, it's pretty nice up here.
14 enough.
14 is not enough, but let's see how much damage it does. It's not that much. I just tend to roll high on it all the time.
It's not a lot of damage, it's just about 30.
once again. 9 and a 10. Damn, you guys are getting unlucky with this.
And she's unconscious again.
Tavis and Oriana, you gotta make an intelligence with a +5. Alright, you do not feel anything as it attempts to blast your mind. You feel absolutely nothing at all. You seem to be pretty damn strong. Tavis gets to make it as well. Tavis, intelligence save.
His flaw is that he is Tavis.
He also seems to be headstrong and holding Oriana in his arms.
Oh god.
It is end of its turn. It is Jana's turn. You can do it, Jana.
Alright,
hit.
go.
One hit wonder. You can kill it right now.
One oof wonder.
Oh,
Damage. Precision strike. Let's end this, boys.
holy shit! That's the highest max damage. You
Yup.
kill it. It had 22 HP. You did 23
And
damage.
I have 23 damage. Oh, yeah.
How do you want to do it with your last final bolt as your friends are all dying around you?
So none of them are grappled, right? Or one of them's grappled?
Yeah, I am.
Abel is grappled, but once the brain dies, Abel will no longer be grappled.
So basically, the bolt is going to, like, pierce through the brain and go straight into the, tentacle that's holding on to Ebel and, like, cut it off so he falls to the ground.
Alright. Your bolt, whatever's left off of this brain, which is just about, I would say, like, less than 10 pounds worth of brain matter, your bolt completely decimates it. And on its way out, it manages to pretty precisely cut a hole on the tentacle that is holding Ebel's almost dead body. As Ebel falls, not really on the ground, he falls onto layers and layers of treasure. You manage to finally kill this huge brain.
And that one was for Fluffy. Oh crap,
Just-
Fluffy!
Pick us
As
up!
the
Just
brain falls into this pool of brine and treasure.
While whatever's going on is going on, I am dead sprinting, like, to right where Fluffy was last time I checked.
As you run past your friend who is currently dying, you see,
Yeah, not important.
well, you can't really see this, but you can feel the flesh beneath your legs slowly just vanishing off. As you can feel the hard rock structure of this cave pretty much on the soles of your feet. The walls, they start to shed off the flesh. As you can pretty clearly see that this cave tends to go all the way up, almost 400 to 500 feet up. The tunnel that was closed behind you is now currently open as all the flesh falls apart and vanishes. Almost like it's just like smoke. The brine is still there in its current orientation. But what Tavis, Oriana, well, only the two of you can actually see this properly, is the dragon with its mouth wide open, just 10 feet out of Oriana's face, with all its pipes and bowls and nuts just staring back at you, is now completely still, and it doesn't seem to be moving. You also start to feel droplets of water this time slowly drip down from up above as all the icy winds die down and it goes back to the much warmer temperature as all of you can feel the blood in your veins again. you are officially out of combat.
Pick us up. Pick us up.
Who's all unconscious?
Me and Liliana.
All right, run into
Well,
Fluffy.
technically, shit, I shouldn't have taken the initiative order out, but Ebel, just roll a d20 to see. Just roll d20 twice. No, not your death saving throw. Well, I'll take the death saving throw as well, but just roll a d20. I'll take the first one as your initiative. Well, just roll one more time. 9 is your initiative. 7 is Lillian's initiative. So you go first and you roll a 12 on your death saving throw. You are one step closer to coming back to life.
I mean, if someone wants to pick us up, that's a fail for her.
Lillian has failed. Death saving throw. She's one step closer to death. Now, all of you can take one action, or you can move and take one action. The rest of you in any order that you prefer.
With a hold on.
Well, first, I guess, Oriana, as you start to feel the ice spreading across your hand, your tips of your fingers and your feet. Just as the brain fell to its death, the ice quickly melts as you are no longer being frozen. You do not have to make any saves.
Sweet.
Tavis, on the other hand, is going to run up to closest person. He's gonna give you 4 hit points from his lay on hands. Who has 1 left?
I'll take it.
As you cough back up, you look around you and you see that the battle has died down, and the dragon is currently stuck in place and time.
Quick, everyone, steal everything you can find.
What about
Jana and
level
Oriana, you
1?
can do one thing before Lillian makes another death save.
Can I see that, like, Fluffy is completely, like, gone right now?
Yeah. You can only see maybe 20% of his fur still on the ground. The rest of his body is completely dissolved under the brine.
I'll have to deal with it later. And then kind of turns around and runs over to Liliana. And I guess I can make a medicine check. I don't really got much here.
You can, well, the medicine check works the same way as it worked last time. If you roll less than a 5, she gets 1 step closer to death. If you roll above a 15, she gets 1 step closer to life.
I rolled
If
a
you
10.
roll between a
One
5 and a
step.
15, nothing happens. Nothing happens. She's just continuing with her death
Perfect.
saves.
Master the art of being able to do nothing. Sweet.
I'm sorry.
No, no, you're good.
I'm just gonna look around. Like, you said there was treasure before?
You are buried in treasure. That is just the only thing you can see around you is treasure.
You have 5 gold chalices, by the way, in your possession.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a big old diamond.
If there's anything small that I can just like scoop up and, throw into my gold pouch, I'll do that.
I shall roll to see if you get anything nice. You get... What? I've been rolling high for all this shit. You get 40 gold pieces
Nice.
around you.
Did you say 14 or 40?
40.
Oh, sweet. Even better.
And the other thing that you missed was probably the most epic thing of tonight, is when I believe Robert completely messed up his chaos rolls. So the new rule, I'm not sure if you were here last time. You were here.
Oh yeah, best part of the day.
Oh,
Definitely.
yes.
For the chaos table, my rule was you get to choose 2 numbers and you can roll a d20. If it falls on one of these 2 numbers, the chaos table gets into play.
How
And-
and switch it off of originally being just that 1 and a 20.
And he rolled a 1 and then he followed it with a 20.
Even though they were the
So-
numbers.
So he basically rolled both original numbers and chose just random other ones, and he didn't roll anywhere on the board.
Yep.
So basically, we changed the rule, and immediately after changing the rule is when everything cool happened.
Of
The
course.
funny thing is, Lillian still gets to roll it once she is active. Once she comes back to consciousness, because the 1 minute hasn't ended yet.
Well, it will pretty fast if I'm still doing medicine checks. So
Probably.
So would that make it Ebel's turn next?
It is. No, it is. Oh yeah, it is your turn since you're
Yeah,
higher
okay.
initiative.
I will get as close as I can, so 5, 10,
It is
15.
difficult terrain, by the way. 10, 20, 30. That's the maximum you can go. If you dash, you can go to another 10, 20, 30 here.
Yeah, I'll have to do that, and next turn I can cast Healing Word.
Healing word is bonus action, so you can still. She's just out of range.
That's what I mean. It's just out of range.
What if you stand here?
well, the only thing that saves it now is just not rolling a critical fail.
That is true. It's Lillian's turn. As long as she doesn't roll a natural 1, she's 2 steps closer to death.
Oof 2 electric boogaloo.
But she can still die if Jana kills her, trying to fix her. But
Can
the
I
rest
get
of
some
you get
help? Can I get some help over here?
Could you technically, while she's in the brine, carry her closer without hurting her?
Yeah, I could drag her over. I have a decent strength. Should I make an athletics check on that, DM?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. You can go half your movement.
Excellente. Doop a doop. Doop a doop 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 a doop doop a doo doo.
Okay.
Fontaine.
Travis, on the other hand, is going to. What is he gonna do? He's gonna go to the dragon and start to poke around to see what the hell is happening with this thing.
Please, please kill him.
Who, the paladin or the dragon?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Does Oriana want to do anything?
One way I win. The other way I win.
I'm just going to look at basically the remains of the Elder Brain and the everything else basically, and just kind of like learn as much as I can from them.
You see, you can very clearly see this, that everything that is organic, all the flesh and other fibers in the tentacles, they are pretty quickly dissolving in the brine. But you can still roll a nature or an arcana check. Or a history check. That works too.
I'll take the
I'll
history.
Yeah, I'll take the history as well. From just looking around at the brain, it resembles what you would have read from mostly storybooks, really. You can't really find any academic research on these things. But you would know that this is called the elder brain, or it resembles an elder brain. You're not entirely sure if it is one. You would know that the elder brain is of a psychic nature, which would be clear from all the meddling it did with all of your brains. You would also know that the only way an elder brain can survive for a long enough time is by devouring other brain. More importantly, brains of other mind flayers. The Elder Brain's purpose is really simple. It is just like the queen of a beehive. All it does is just sit in the center and provide commands. Mostly these commands go to other creatures of psychic nature, but certain times when its telepathic abilities are weaker due to many possible reasons, they tend to use mind witnesses. Basically, mind witnesses are these two beholders that you killed. The mind witnesses are nothing but signal boosters, so to speak. They receive the command from the elder brain, and they send it to the other creatures further away from the brain itself. From just looking around, you would assume that that is what has been happening in this particular situation. And you would also know that the brine around you, it is crucial that the brine exists for such creature to thrive and live a longer life. This brine is of magical nature. The brine is mostly used to change living creatures into psionic creatures. I believe I already told you last week about how these mind witnesses came into this world. But with the 20 in history now, you are pretty clear that most of the creatures, the Grimlocks, the Beholders, they were all once of a different nature. The Grimlocks could have possibly been humans, they could have been elves, not entirely sure. And the Mind Witnesses were almost guaranteed to be Beholders through an experimenting process of mixing the brine with their organic body. Mind Flayers, as well as associates of Mind Flayers, have successfully managed to enhance psionic abilities on these creatures and in a way corrupt them. You would also, the last thing you would know is most of the flesh that had covered the floor, the walls, everywhere basically, were a part of the corruption propagated by the elder brain itself. That's mostly what you see from a history check on finally getting really close to the brain and checking it out.
Cool.
Do you want to do anything else? Wait. No, it's not your turn. It is Ebel's turn.
Lillian gets 9 hit points.
I
Alright.
technically my movement, but
I shall add it.
I've just done it.
Oh wait, you already added it. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I've still got both of them up.
As she coughs back into the world of the living, you see that her body is still pretty out of shape. And you can feel arcane energy radiating out. I need you to roll a
Will's
D100.
done it.
Oh, I already did it.
Oh,
as she wakes up, fireball.
and is it possible for
Oh.
Ebel to do an Arcana check to see if there's any magical items?
Sure. Now that you can just do. You guys can do whatever you want now that everybody's up. She regains 5 hit points for the next. How many minutes is that? For the next minute, she regains 5 hit points.
At the start of each of her turns.
Yeah. So Lillian gains 5 hit points from the next.
So you can
turn
flat out just assume she's full health.
Yeah.
you get to roll 2 more times on the D100, but I will let everyone to do something. You maybe get away from her, possibly. And I think she only gets. Make her max HP because she might kill herself. Fireball.
Okay, I'll leave it back at 14 then.
14, yeah. So everyone can do one more thing.
Because
before
I
she
didn't
rolls
get
her
my
D100.
thing on that turn, can I look around and maybe see if there's any, like... I'm looking around for magic items at this point.
Magic items. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 10 and a 17 if you just want to give me advantage for my Arcana check.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm going for it on my own.
I'm gonna
For a
need
very
to
specific
look at
reason.
some stuff before I give you guys deserved treasure. Really, you guys managed to survive, so you should gain rewards. But I do have to look at Dungeon Master's Guide to see what to give you.
And I mean, I would state, you don't know I have a bag of holding, which I can just keep putting more and more shit into.
You know,
See-
to make things easier, why don't you roll on the D100 before I give you guys your magical item?
Alright.
When I'm asking Lillian to roll a D.
22.
22. 22. Ah, shit, I
Yes.
closed it.
Well, that's a good one.
Let me see what it does.
Creatures have disadvantage on saving throws and next spell you cast next minute.
Sorcerer 22. Creatures are disadvantaged on saving throws against the next spell you cast. That involves a saving throw in the next. Go ahead and roll your last D100.
Oh, 1.
Oh wow, no. It says I can't take this again. It literally says ignore this on the subsequent turns. You gotta roll some other number other than a 1 or a 2.
Okay. 76.
Ah. Wait, didn't you roll this last time?
It's
No, you
possible.
76? No, he has not
You
rolled this.
are going to become a diamond yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Where is
You
it? Let's
shot- You glow with a bright light of 30-foot radius for the next minute. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of you is blinded until the end of your next turn.
Everyone can see bright light glowing from Lillian's relatively smaller body, as it is completely it's just being reflected everywhere by all the gems and diamonds on the
Glowing,
ground.
she's healing, she has advantage on spells now, basically.
She's a god.
You look like you are in a nightclub. There's just lights everywhere of different colors being reflected.
Alright, that's all cool and nice now, but I really want to go look for some stuff. Before he wakes
You're
up.
not looking for anything while you're blinded.
That's within 5 feet.
Why don't we take a 5-minute break so that I can get some water and roll for your magical item?
Go for it, bro.
I'll be
I'm
back in
probably
5
gonna
minutes.
head off then for work.
Okay. In that case, I'll give you your XP first. You do level up. I'll just see
Oh,
how much.
sweet.
Rank up!
And remember to level all your characters up, as well as your first set of characters. They all are always in the same level.
Oh, okay.
That's 8 plus 12 Grimlocks.
I don't know what to do for Lillian's character, so I'm just putting it up to 6 and nothing else.
I will take care of
Yeah.
her and the other Marlowe.
Ooh, I get greater favorite enemies, guys. What should I pick?
Brains.
Brains. You think we're gonna hunt more than this brain ever?
I fucking hope not.
For the record, though, there is one specific thing in this list that might help us. Well, technically there's 2, but it'd be argued.
Ooh, I get a circle feature.
Oh, guys, should I pick constructs, dragons, or constructs?
Circle of Dreams, 22.
I mean, how many more constructs do you think we're gonna face too?
If we keep fighting these mechanical dragons, we might need a few.
So this is a cool little feature for Druid at level 6. Basically, whenever we take a rest, I can use the half of Moonlight and Shadow, and within a
Yep.
30-foot radius, we are basically hidden.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's really, really good. One of my friends uses it, and it pretty much saves them almost all the time during short rests.
Oh, hey, my bonus to damage against all my favorite enemies goes to +4. Cool.
Everybody gains 3,700 XP. So you're currently at 14,800. So you have leveled up.
I believe the next one. 23.
$14,800. Out of what is the next level?
Like 23 something.
23. Okay. Yep.
That's a rough estimate, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's 23. It's on the top of your character sheet.
Yeah.
All right. So remember to level up your first set of characters as well as your second set of characters before next week because. Yeah. Before next week. Next week we might have a longer session, depending on what happens.
And just letting you know, I'm probably not gonna be able to make it next week because I'm going to be out of state.
Will you be able to make it the week after next?
I should be able to make it the week after next. I'm just like going on a week-long trip for a family reunion.
No problem. In that case, yeah, no problem. No problem. I will see what we can do.
Let me see what date that is, because I might actually have. Wait. So I know past the 8th, I'm going to be in Virginia for a little bit.
No
I'm going to be in
problem.
North Carolina.
Nice. Alright, guys, I got a +4 to damage against humans and +4 to damage against, I guess, whatever I want to pick for my greater.
My fists are magical.
Your fists
That's
are now
really
magic.
good. It's insanely good.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right, I will come back in 5 minutes to give you guys your magical items. I will see you, Aurora, in 2 weeks' time. I'll see if we can. Will you be out on Saturday as well?
That's the day I'll be flying back in, so.
Okay, no problem. In that case, we will do something else next week, like a one shot or something.
How do we do health again? Sorry, just making sure.
It's whatever class you are,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
1d6 or 1d8 plus your constitution modifier. So what,
Okay.
you're
Yeah,
a
but
ranger?
If you roll less than average, you take average. So you
Oh,
roll a 1d10 and you roll a 2. So you instead take a 6.
6 plus your
Yeah.
constitution modifier.
Yep.
7. Alright, cool.
Or
I should
next
probably
week
do
you can have. Yeah, next week you can have like a battle royale or something.
We can kill each other! Yay!
Yeah, I will play as my own character. I'll bring a new character or something. We'll talk about it during the week. No problem.
Additionally, you have advantage on saving throws against spells and abilities used by your greater favorite enemies. Alright, guys, I have advantage against Dragon's Breath, maybe.
All right, I'll be back.
Nice.
So I think you take 5 plus your constitution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Realistically, out of everything we've fought in so far, no, it would really have to be constructs. That's the only thing I've fought in so far out of this list.
Wow, I'm going to be taking that spell.
Mm.
Erupting. Actually, no, I don't need another area of effect spell.
I don't know. They're pretty good, aren't they?
Well, I'm looking at one for Druids called Erupting Earth. So it's a 20-foot
Oh,
cube,
yeah.
3d12 damage, plus each 5-foot
Yep.
square requires a minute to clear by hand, and it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
That is monstrous.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's great.
I mean, the Sleet Storm's great because it's got such a huge radius, but this is a nice little choke point one. Yeah, I think I'll take that.
I gotta look at what spells I get as ranger.
My guy.
Alrighty, I'm gonna be heading out. See you
Alright,
guys.
see you.
See ya. Range 120.
Oh, I don't even gain another spell. I gain one more cast of it or one more cast of my level 1 spell, so that's nice.
Oh, that's better than nothing.
Gotta love half casters, man. You get like no spells ever. Spells known? Nope, I still keep 4. Yeah, it's fine though. What is my next reader? Ooh. 7th, next level. Fluffy gets advantage on every saving throw.
Nice.
Yep. Too bad half damage will still kill him with anything.
Just can't win, can you?
No, I cannot. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I need to roll for Fluffy's health. Their average hit points is 8. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I do his health wrong?
Don't you have to roll it each time?
Well, its average hit points is 11, and I have him at 12 for some reason. But I should be rolling like every level after 3rd level for his health.
Okay.
Should be an extra D8, I believe. For each level you gain after 3rd, your animal companion gains additional hit die and increase in its hit points accordingly. Okay. So yeah, I have been doing it wrong then. So he gets so it'd be an extra D8 per level. So I'm just gonna roll those real quick.
So that whenever you get him back, he's at least
Yeah,
not gonna
he should
die
have a
as
lot
quick.
more.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6. So that'd be 3 extra levels. 5. That's average. That's not average.
So
That's also
15.
not. So 15 plus whatever the wolf's con is, plus 1, so that's 18 total. So he should have plus 18 health to his 11.
I mean, in all fairness, that brain was throwing out like 22s at minimum when it was doing the big mind blast. So.
Oh, yeah. It's just he probably should have had a little bit more health. 18 plus 11, that's 29 health. That's nice.
yeah, and the proficiency bonus has gone up as well, hasn't it? To a 3.
Yes, it has.
Sweet.
Unless it was already there. I don't know.
No, I think it's only +2 at level 5. Actually, no, I don't know.
Let me make sure here, just in case. No, it was already +3 at level 5.
Fair enough. Yeah. And next level, I get my first level 4 spell. Woohoo!
Nice. I don't get a level 4 spell until level 13.
Oh shit! I've got ritual casting.
Yeah, I do.
Did not know that. Now I need to find out which one of my spells I can cast as rituals. Druid. Ritual. So, speak with animals is a ritual. And nothing. There's not many ritual spells for druids.
There's not many ritual spells in general.
I mean,
That's the one kind of annoying thing about ritual spells is there's only so many of them.
the highest level ritual for a druid is commune with nature at level 5.
Which is about the highest level ritual spell in the game.
Yeah, the other ones are level 3 Feign Death, Meld with Stone, Water Breathing, and Water Walk.
Yep.
Level 2 is Animal.
Which casting Feign Death as a ritual is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, because it's basically you kind of sit there for 10 minutes and all of a sudden you just black out.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a weird. Or you could do it to someone else.
Yeah, so you're basically just sitting there for 10 minutes and all of a sudden you poke a guy and he falls over.
I mean, the only ones really that could be considered useful would be Detect Magic. Or... No, really, it's just Detect Magic.
Honestly, for the longest time, I had no idea what ritual casting meant. So I just assumed it was like anything with a ritual tag I can now take. Alright, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just you just gotta spend 10 minutes casting it for free. Oh.
I am back.
Welcome back.
I bring gifts.
So we found out Fluffy was clearly under health.
I see.
So yeah, now Fluffy has 29 health.
Good for Fluffy.
So now he's not going to completely eat garbage on any saving throw.
I've rolled for magical items, and these things are insane. Some of them I haven't even seen before in my past 5-6 years of playing this game.
Deck of many things.
No, that's not a good idea.
That's not the one. Not yet, at
I
least.
mean, what could go wrong with getting a deck of many things in a game like this?
Let me see.
I drew the void, and I'm gone.
Just, just roll an investigation check.
This
And
is for magical items?
In the descending order of the rolls, I'll give you guys the most strongest items, and then you can decide to share it if you want.
I got an 18.
And this is magic items?
Yeah, all of these are magic items, yeah.
Sweet, I got advantage on this. Or no, wait, I get double proficiency, my bad.
I will roll for Oriana.
+3. 25.
Investigation.
Wrong is 47.
She rolled a 4. Lillian can also roll. I have one for each one of you.
Alright, let's pick these up and hide them before the dragon is ever the wiser.
I don't think the dragon's getting back up, bud. So it's 1d8 for him. Ooh, I think I'll take that 5 for Danis.
Can you roll? Well, let it. Then I'll go for Lillian. I shall roll. Investigation.
Ooh, that's helpful. I get expertise again.
Whoever rolled 22 gets a legendary item.
I got a 25, it's great.
As you are running your hands into this treasure hoard, a lot of things look similar. There are countless rubies, sapphires, diamonds, mostly diamonds.
Yup.
But as you dig deeper, you get your hands upon a specific item that you have never seen before. It is. Let me read it out of the description so that I don't screw up. Where is it? It's here. It is a. It looks like a jar. A jar that is about a feet in length. A cylindrical jar.
Mhm.
It seems to be coated, or most of the inner lining of this glass jar is completely black. As you look through the cap, which is also transparent, you see that the liquid inside is actually not black. It is milky white and really thick. It is really viscous substance. Very much like the ones that rained upon you during your battle.
You found the dragon's sex dungeon lube.
Yeah, I was thinking, DM, did I just find a saliva jar?
The what?
Did I just find a jar of saliva?
You
That-
have
that
no
wasn't-
idea.
That wasn't
You
where
gotta-
I was going.
You need the what's the spell? Detect- no, not
Identify.
detect magic. Identify. Yes, you either need that or you need someone who can identify it for you to
Well, I
really
know
understand
I'm
what it
going
is.
to.
But you, by just looking at it, you feel like there is a pretty immense magical aura to it.
Neato, I found a jar.
Would you like me to have a
Oh
look
no,
for you?
just right.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
stowing that bad boy away.
You can have it. Would you like me to see if I can identify it?
Oh no, like I said, I'm stowing that bad boy away.
Oh.
Okay, you can just write down that you have a jar of milky white substance.
So
No one will
stupid.
question anything about this.
Well, the second highest goes to Ebel. You, let me see.
Jar of white goo.
Which one will be more useful to you? Do you consider yourself a war mage, or do you not consider yourself a war mage?
I wouldn't say war mage. Probably more controller and healer.
Okay.
I mean, I've
Let
got
me just see if we can even
offensive
get this.
spells.
Where is it? I guess this can also be useful to you. Give me a second. I want to see which one is the stronger one, so I can give it to you.
All right, I just realized it's
Okay.
one of two things. Oh boy.
I mean, obviously meta, but what's it? What is it?
Out OC. This is I think this is either universal solvent or this is sovereign glue.
You get, as you once again you're searching around trying to find a magical item, and you manage to get your hands upon this beautiful looking pearl, which when you hold it in your hand seem to make you feel far more powerful than you are.
Is this a pearl of power?
You need to identify it to know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
No, you do not know what it is. The hell is it? Ah, it's here. Pearl. Where's the pearl? Pearl, okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, Lillian gets a wand that she can use to focus her chaotic power as she's still glowing in bright light and regaining hit points. She gets a wand of the War Mage +1. It's a +1 wand. I will. Are you writing it in her inventory or can I write it?
You kind of like that. I didn't know how to do any of her upgrades, so I just closed the sheet down.
Yeah, I will write it. Lillian. It's a wand of the War Mage. I was wondering if we should give it to you or. But the pearl seems to be better for you. Like a lot better.